What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Clearance Camo Podcast. We have some sad news to share today, and we'll get to that later. But did we talk about your pheasant hunt on the last one?
No, we hadn't gone pheasant hunting yet.
It was right before pheasant season, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, yeah, we're a little bit behind, so sorry about that, guys. But so we went out for opening day. Want to tell them how that went for you?
Yeah. So let's see. Well, we started a new thing where we now go duck hunting in the morning. I am not a fan of duck hunting. I'll sit there. I have no problem sitting there. Especially since I now have this awesome new little chair that has a little cup holder. So I can put my coffee in it. So
And it has a backrest.
yeah.
I was thinking of you when I bought that.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. I definitely, that is, honestly, like, it's even a little comfier than, like, my camp chair that I have. Like, just the way that you just, like, sink into it a little bit. And it's light, like, it just folds up really small and, like, holds it all self together. Has a little, like, sling on it, so you can just throw it over your shoulder. It's pretty great. But anyways, so start off with the duck hunting.
Which, first shot of the day, dumped one.
Yes, you did. You did good on it.
That was the only duck I dumped all day. I
mean, not for lack of trying.
actually, for a lot of it was lack of trying. I was just giving shots to McMurray.
I guess that's true, yeah. He got some good ones, though. His mallards, those were some nice.
He got two nice drakes.
Yeah.
Two nice drakes.
Really nice ones.
So.
But anyways, so yeah, we're out there, and pheasant doesn't start, the area that we hunt in, you can't go hunting in the area until 10. So we just sit out there and wait for the time to be the time that we're allowed to go. And, it's a stocked area, and you can watch them unstock the truck, which is always just awesome to watch them open up the back of this truck and just all these pheasants just fly out of there. And of course, because I'm a klutz, I try to run up the hillside that we're sitting by so I can go see, the pheasants and biff it. So I have, a few nice bruises from that. But yeah, so sat there, waited for 10. As it got to about 9:30?
9:30 when we...
Yeah. I packed up and started heading to the truck so I could start getting all the pheasant stuff on, because you got to wear, blaze orange, and which is, absolutely the opposite of what you want to wear when duck hunting. So head back to the truck and start getting ready, and 10 o'clock rolls around and we start going out there, and my hell, there was nothing. We didn't see anything for like hours.
Well, we didn't even see anything fly out of the truck. You know, when you were trying to run up there to go see it.
Well, but he was already driving.
Yeah, but I mean,
there was nothing still walking. There was nothing.
Well, we only heard the one make a sound. Mm-hmm. And usually when they stalk that, it's noisy out there.
Yeah, you hear all those birds just go nuts.
But we didn't hear anything. But
no. But yeah, so it took us a minute, and because in the mornings it's cold, so I had layered up, and I had sweat dripping down to my back. I was so hot. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to head back to the car. I got to strip off a few layers. And so went back and, take off a few. And we were hunting the area that we had. It has like a road down the center of it. You can't drive on it. You can only walk on it. So we were hunting a field that was on the left side of it. And I was like, let's head over here and check out this right side. And so we walk over there, and, Clint and I are talking, and we're walking through and whatnot, and I just happened to look to my left, and I can see the head of a pheasant. And so, I see one, and he's like, where? I'm like, over there. And could you see it at first?
Could I see the pheasant?
Yeah.
When you said, I think I see one. I saw the head.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure if I was seeing a head or a dark spot.
Right? They blend in really well.
Which is weird because the color of their head, the like greenish color,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think would blend in with that dried reed brown.
Right?
But it blends in really well.
Really well. So I, go running over and, get a little closer. I shouldn't say running over. I didn't, run over there. But I, start heading over and I see the pheasant move. And so then it's like, okay, no, that is a pheasant. That's 100% definitely a pheasant. And so I start getting closer to it and it's not going anywhere. He's just, he hunkers down like they do right before they get ready to take off. And then he just, sits back up. No wing movement, nothing. And so Clint's like, oh, stop walking. So I stop and I have my gun pulled up. I am ready. And the bird still isn't moving. And Clint's still moving to try and get the bird to flush.
Well, I'd stopped and waited. And then
Yeah.
I'd scoot closer and stop and wait. And I'd scoot closer and stop and wait.
And as he's doing this, I'm taking a couple steps. We're just trying to get this bird to flush. Because, yes, it was definitely within range. Well before I finally took my shot. But it was, you don't want to just shoot him. You want that bird to flush.
Well, yeah. And so, I got to the point where I could have reached down and grabbed him and wrung his neck.
Well, you booped him with the front of your foot.
I kicked him to try and get him to move, and he just looked at me. I guess the best way to describe that look was, you ever step, on your dog's foot, and he yips, and then he looks at you? That was the look that pheasant gave me.
Right?
What are you doing that for?
Yeah, what was that? What? He, looks at Clint and looks at me, and I'm like, I don't think he's going to take off.
I was like, just shoot it.
Yeah.
I would prefer it to fly, but it's not going to.
No. I'm like, well, part of me kind of feels bad because, it's just sitting there. But I'm like, well, either I can shoot you and it's going to be very quick and very, oh, you're all taken care of, or a fox or coyote out here is going to get you and it's not going to be as quick of a death. So, bang.
And I mean, people are going to say it's unsportsmanlike to shoot them when they're on the ground, but stocked pheasants, they struggle with that to begin with.
Right, and later on, there was that young family that was out there, and that dad literally picked up one of the pheasants while it was still alive. The bird didn't even flap his wings, nothing, and he threw it
just
to
fell to
try
the
and
ground.
get it so that his son would have the chance to shoot a flying pheasant, and it didn't bring out its wings or nothing. It just fell straight to the ground.
Yep, just right on the ground.
Didn't run. It just sat there.
I mean, that's just hard to believe that these birds don't even try to fly.
Right.
But
well, like you were saying, is maybe just this year, the farm that they were on was just too packed. There was no room for them to learn.
Yeah, that was.
Or maybe they just didn't have the need. I don't know. But one thing's for certain is these birds didn't know how to fly.
Yeah, they were pretty much useless. But we only got the one. After we got the one, we kind of walked around a little bit more, but didn't look super hard.
No. Well, and a lot of people out there did not, because our limit is 2.
Yeah, 2 per person.
2 per person. And there were still several people that didn't even get one.
Yeah.
And we were out there for hours walking through trying to find another bird.
Well, just birds in general.
Yeah.
We were out there from 10 to noon. We met back up with McMurray at noon.
It was a little past noon.
Yeah, but we had to walk out to him.
I guess, yeah.
So he was nice enough to sit on the decoys while we gallivanted around with the pheasants. But it's because in this area there is a law that states that you cannot leave your decoys unattended, and the definition of unattended is more than 100 yards away for more than an hour.
Yeah.
And so he was nice enough to sit on the decoys, which he had ducks coming in, just nothing that he could shoot at. Well, he actually did shoot. He just didn't hit it.
Right.
So, but you got your first pheasant.
I did my very first one, and does have some decent tail feathers on them. So I'm gonna take those and do some resin, and actually put that on the butt of my shotgun. Seal it into the butt of my shotgun because my shotgun's just my pheasant gun, and so I'll always have him with me.
Yeah. And they are pretty feathers. They got a real funny curl to them. They wave. They're not your typical straight pheasant feather. They
Right.
had a wave to them.
I think it'll look really cool though with that wave, like following the kind of way my gun is.
The kind of the shape of the shotgun.
Yeah, a little curve.
Yeah.
If I line it up right.
So it's very pretty. It just sucks that it wouldn't fly.
Yeah, but it's okay. It won't be the only one that I get.
No.
Maybe I'll get lucky and the next time I go to get one, it'll know how to fly.
Yeah.
Or at least attempt to fly.
Yeah. And then since then, I've been duck hunting one more time.
Yeah.
And I was back out with McMurray. Now you guys will hear that I'm hunting a lot with McMurray. Justin McMurray and I are pretty good friends. And we both enjoy hunting and whatnot, but he also lives really close to this area. I mean, he's like 10 minutes away. So it works out
Even
really
that long away?
well. If you go the speed limit,
Oh,
speed limit's 20 miles an hour. So.
I guess that's fair.
But anyway, so that's why we're hunting a lot with McMurray, is because we're close friends and he lives really close to this area. So we went out one other time, and like we didn't walk out as far as we normally do. So this way we aren't dragging the decoys, because my decoy bag had a hole in the side of it that was bigger than the actual opening.
Oh my goodness. Carrying that stupid bag back to the car.
Yeah, I mean, they felt like they were just going to fall out.
Well, the one goose was just stabbing me in the back of my leg.
So
I had a huge bruise.
I did order decoy bags. They just weren't here in time. But they're here now.
Oh, yay.
But, so, anyway, we went out there. We had the decoys all set up. Not as far out as we normally go, but had the decoys set up. We had a nice little kill pocket. And as we're sitting there, we're calling in other groups of ducks. And we got these loners that just came in, these loner gadwalls. Just one just swoop right in. It was almost as if we didn't, like, we didn't know it was there. Like, it wasn't even almost. We just flat out did not know it was there. Until it was, landed. And then we were calling in some other ones, some other ducks, and another loner gadwall comes in. And they were both landing just outside of the decoys, and then they would swim into them. But for some reason, we just could not get these ducks to land on the decoys. And I think our problem was we'd set up on a pretty narrow section, and then there were some reeds, and just on the other side of the reeds, there was a much more open area. And so they would land in the open area, but the problem is if we were to shoot them in the open area, which is about the maximum effective range of, McMurray's shotgun, and I mean, it'd be pushing it for one of mine. Then we have to go get them, and that's the issue. So,
Yeah, how was going out there and getting them, love?
well, we're getting to that. I always exhaust myself getting them, because if you guys are familiar with the show, you guys know I don't have a dog. Well, I do have a dog, just not one that's smart enough to get ducks.
Not a useful dog.
So, anyway, I always exhaust myself, because out there you sink up to your knees in mud in no time. And so, anyway, this time, the first duck that McMurray shot, beautiful drake, mallard, walked out, and I was starting to get nervous with how deep the water was getting. But
Yeah, it was as I was watching you, because I kind of tucked my way into the, a little bit into the reeds, Just that way I wasn't gonna be like super noticeable. Um, but I would watch you as you walked out there because, you know, you're also not exactly the most graceful of people on the planet, dear. And so I was just waiting for you to fall. But there was a couple times that water was getting up there, and I was like, like,
Yeah, that's why I have that belt on the waders, though. So this way, if it won't like sink into my armpits really fast if I step too deep. That's also why I have that knife on there.
oh, I know. Like, I mean, I know why you're set up the way you're set up, but just watching, this water just keep rising and rising
Yeah.
and rising. Like, at one point, it was up to your waist.
Oh, so
There was a couple times that it was like you would find almost like a pocket, and as you stepped, you kind of sunk a little bit more, and it went above your waist, and I was like, oh no.
So when McMurray shot this mallard, because this was after we went pheasant hunting, I had to raise my arms up so I didn't get my sleeves wet.
Good lord.
I mean, it was pretty deep. I was getting uncomfortable with that. But I got the mallard, brought it back. Anyway, we hunted for the rest of the day. I did take some shots at some geese, and I didn't drop one. And then towards the end of the day there, we had this flock that was circling. And towards the end of the day, I don't know why, they would circle and circle and circle. I mean, they would circle 5 or 6 times, and then they'd take off. And I don't know for sure what was spooking them. We're still dealing, at the time, we're still dealing with the local ducks that have heard all the calls. They've seen all the decoys. They know that this area is full of hunters, so they would circle and circle and circle and circle, and then they'd take off. And so towards the end, we had this one that was circling, and they were circling low, but they didn't land. They weren't looking like they were going to land. And so we got them to circle, and they flew right overhead. And so I was like, take them. And so we started shooting, and I dropped one, but these were falling behind us. And at this point now, they're falling in the same field that we were pheasant hunting in.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go out into the water, but it fell. I watched it fall. One wing flapping, one wing not. And I was like, well, I don't know if he's winged or if that's just the way it's like flowing in the air as he falls. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go over there and take a look, see if I can find him. I could not find this dang duck, and I'm getting tired of not finding ducks. They fall in a thicket, and I just cannot find them. So I looked for about an hour, and then went back to McMurray, and I was like, walking through that thicket in my waders is awful. When we pack up, I'm going to go back to the car, turn it, put on my cowboy boots, and we'll walk out there and look again. And so that's what we did. We, packed everything up, went back to the car, loaded up. I put on my boots. In the parking lot, there was an old man with a couple dogs. And I was like, yeah, we lost a bird over here, so we got to go get him. And he's like, oh, yeah, my dogs will find it for you. I was like, all right, well, grab your shotgun just in case a pheasant flushes. He's like, nah, it'll be all right. Okay. This dog's been out there, and as soon as that duck heard those dogs, he started trying to flap and get away. But the dog got it for us. He was definitely still alive, so gave it a quick wring in the neck and brought him home. It was another Drake mallard.
He was pretty.
He was pretty. He's a little young. But,
Yeah.
it wasn't that Drake that your grandpa shot that was like half green, half brown in the head. This one had like 3 or 4 brown feathers and then no curls on the tail. So it was pretty difficult to understand how young he was until we got him. But, so we got a couple ducks that day, and then going back out tomorrow. So we just had I'm going back out tomorrow. Had a decent cold front come in. It's getting cold. It's gonna be like 10 degrees when we get out there tomorrow.
Well, wear some layers.
Yeah, but I've got my pants and then my waders that are insulated. I got a couple pairs of socks, got a hoodie and my jacket, and then I got my face cover. So anyway, yeah, it's been pretty eventful since the last time we talked. Got a little bit of a sad news that I wanted to inform you guys about. So, as you guys have heard on the previous episodes, I've been talking up this Oktoberfest video. Getting stoked for it, getting a lot of footage for it. Not much of it was useful, but I did get a lot of footage. And as far as the footage went, I had about 45 minutes of alright footage that I could have used. And then some bad things happened. Number one of my SD cards formatted itself. So I lost a lot of footage off of that SD card. And then number two, my phone took a crap, which made it so I have none of that footage. So as of right now, I have 0 footage for Oktoberfest. And I will only be able to go
I
up.
did not even think of that with your phone.
Yeah, so right now I've got no footage for Oktoberfest. And so it looks like Oktoberfest this year is actually going to be a series of interviews with a couple of videos.
I'm sure we'll still put something small together.
I'll put something together.
It just won't be exactly what we had in mind.
Right.
When
And
we
next year we'll have a little bit more to go with. We'll have a little bit more time to plan it.
Yes.
Well,
that
we'll have
was
a lot
also
more time to
a
plan
thing
it.
that kind of
Mess with us.
Yeah.
But we'll have a lot more time to plan it, and then we will have more footage, and I'll be taking other people out so they can help me film. I'll be having some other things, having more SD cards, so more storage.
Hopefully a phone that doesn't take a shit on you.
Yeah, well, and I think what I'm going to do is, after I record it, I'm just going to export it soon.
Right.
Instead of waiting until I'm getting ready to put everything together. So, so anyway, Oktoberfest is not going to be as great as I was hoping it was going to be. We've had a few other kinks, like I talked about in the last episode. Wanted to get with Rockman Waterproof to get some of their stuff on there. Haven't been able to get with them yet. They are very busy people. We were going to do a video with Tops Knives and McMurray Hand Forged. And McMurray Hand Forged, obviously, he's always down to do a video.
This is entering, though, his busiest season with the holidays right around the corner.
Yeah.
He is so busy.
He's super busy. Well, and then...
Which is great, but...
Yeah, and then Tops Knives, we had it set up, and then they got super slammed. If you guys don't know, right now Tops has a raffle going on to help one of their employees who has some medical issues going on in the family, and so they're doing this raffle to try and help pay for the medical bills. You can go to Tops Custom Shop and buy a raffle ticket. It's 1 for $25 or 5 for $100. And they have a bunch of cool prizes on there, a bunch of nifty knives.
I was looking at some of those knives, and oh my god, they are gorgeous.
That Frog Market special that Leo made is just beautiful. Well, and then Craig, which is who I went hunting with opening day,
Yeah.
he made the sheaths for those. He also made the wallet that's on there. And so...
See, I don't remember the one, or the name of one of the ones I was looking at. I just remember that they handle almost... I don't think it was wood grain, but it almost looked wood grain. It was a smaller one.
Was it like red? Did I have red on the handle?
I don't remember.
I don't know. There were some other knife makers that came together to help with this. So it's not just Top Knives. There's other knives out there. There's a sharpener. There was plenty of cool stuff. I did ask if it was too late to donate prizes, and as of right now, they called off the donating the prizes. But it is okay if you don't want to buy a raffle ticket. they do have a donate button, so you can just donate some money to go towards the cause. And so, it's a good cause. The other thing is 100% of this is going towards that family in need. So, if you guys want to check it out, go to the Tops Custom Shop and check out those knives, and see, or check out that raffle, and help someone that needs it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but sorry about the whole Oktoberfest thing. Not going great. Next year will be better. Oktoberfest 24. But I think this year I'm going to have some interviews. I'm going to record some interviews, and some people that have hunted big game, some people that hunted some ducks, we'll talk about my wife's pheasant hunt. There was a local celebrity out there while we were hunting pheasants.
Oh, that's right.
And so I will see if I can get him to come on. He is on the radio, and so he's got a voice for this.
Yeah.
But so
super cool dude.
He is super cool. And this back in the day when I used to listen to the radio every morning going to work. I used to win stuff on his radio stations all the time. Well, last year I won tickets.
You win stuff?
I know. Last year I won.
Lucky leprechaun you have in your pocket, but seriously, you should share it sometime.
Yeah, last year I won those tickets to the spook houses, and he was actually the guy I won them from. So.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he switched radio stations, and he's the guy I won them from. So that was pretty cool.
You see, I didn't even I knew when I started talking to him, because he talked to me first when I walked down, because there's a bunch of people down in the parking lot, and as soon as I heard his voice, it was like that familiar, but I didn't know what he looked like, and so I'm like, I have no idea why you sound familiar. I don't get this, and listen to him talk to you, and as we were sitting there, I was still like, nope, this is not clicking as to who this is, why you sound familiar. And it wasn't until we started walking that you were like, oh, hey, honey, that's so-and-so. And I was like, oh, my gosh, that was.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can't get him on.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
he had, even just sitting there talking to him, hearing some of his stories, he has some really, really good stories that it would definitely be nice to share those.
Yeah, he's got some good stories. I didn't realize how much he had been hunting, but I knew that he was he liked to fish. I just didn't know how much he liked to hunt. So I've had some conversations with him in the past, before I even thought about this podcast.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You were just randomly having conversations with people. That never happens. Doesn't matter where we go. Somehow you're like, hey, honey, I have a new friend.
Well, it's because I got to make friends somehow. And, yeah. Podcast isn't working to make friends yet. Okay, you guys can't see it, but she's glaring at me because I have made friends with the podcast. I've talked to quite a few different people with this.
Yeah, I haven't made friends with a podcast. I went hunting with Craig from Top Knives. Really? And how did you meet them? Oh, the podcast.
I sent him an email.
Yeah.
It all started with an email.
Goon.
That was right when I first got started that I started talking to those guys. I gotta say, I think it's a good relationship between me and them. Yeah.
And they're very wholesome. It's
not that mindless, heartless corporation.
No.
But
that's even how they are, with their, with the knives that they make, the time that they put into that, their podcast that they do and videos that they do, the events that we've seen them at when we go to it, it's all very, you would think that you had been friends with them for years.
But see,
or that they just treat every single person as their friend.
Right.
You're part of the crew, you're part of the group, right out the gate.
Well, see, I don't know these guys super well on a personal level.
No.
But for what I do know about them, like I don't think that as long as the people that are currently in charge are still in charge, I don't think it'll ever be turned into that mindless, heartless corporation that just pumps product out for profit. Right now, as long as these people are in charge, and for as long as they can keep people like them in charge,
Right.
it'll always be a company that cares about the product and cares about the consumer.
Right.
And so, but like McMurray Hand Forged, same way.
Oh yeah.
He cares so much about his consumers, and he cares a ton about his products. And we've got that pan from him. That I shouldn't say we got it from him. We bought that pan from him,
Yes.
and man, it's a nice pan. And when I told him or talked to him after I bought it, I was like, you don't have to go hog wild on this pan, man. Like, if there's an imperfection, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to
But
be.
he is.
Yeah, but he did. He actually had pans that he went through, and he was going to scrap them because they didn't turn out all right. And he wouldn't give me one of those pans. Instead, he went through and he found the pan that was still in good shape, and that's what he gave me. And I was like, dude, like, I'm cool with having the pan that's a little fugly. I mean, I don't care. As long as it cooks, I'll be happy. I've only found one flaw with the pan.
Yeah, let's hear about that flaw with the pan there, love.
So I was trying to re-season it, and I had got the pan hot after putting oil in it. And in order to keep the smoke down, I had the lid on the pan. Well, because these pans are the I almost said cast iron, but they're not cast iron. Help me out here.
I have no idea what they're made out of, baby.
They're
Iron?
They're not cast iron. They're something steel.
Forged steel.
No. Oh, son of a gun. Now it's going to bug me. But because they're similar to cast iron and they're not like the piece of, the thin pans that you get from, regular stores that just sell this stuff super cheap. They are, they're quite a bit thicker, and so they don't dissipate that heat very quickly. So it's it holds that heat really well, and especially through that lid. And the lid had a handle on it.
Has,
Yeah. And so I turned the heat off, and I was just letting it sit. And it was like 15 minutes later. Okay, maybe it was only 5 minutes later. But I went to go grab the lid, and I burnt my hand. Just right across the palm of my hand. From my thumb down to my wrist, basically. And yep, I was like, that's enough of that. And so I bought some leather strip that, it was like shoelace material, and I wrapped it around there so that I have something to hold on to. Since then, I have cooked on the pan with the lid and held onto that leather.
I found the knife from Tops that I was like, oh, this is the one that I was like, oh my goodness. And I tried. It is a wood handle.
Yeah. But anyway, wrapped that in leather. So much better. But with my hands being so big, as I tilt the pan, my knuckles hit the pan, and I burn it on the lid.
My hell, dear.
No one ever said I was smart.
Yeah, it's the one with the walnut handle.
Okay, so that one was donated from another maker.
Oh. Okay, well, still, it was really pretty, but...
But Anyway, if you guys are following my Instagram, you will probably notice that there is an uptick in my posting because I've posted more meme videos and meme pictures, just trying to get something to kind of draw in a little bit more of an audience. And so, if you're not following my Instagram, it's clearance camo _DOT_COM. So you guys can keep up with those videos. Right now, there's a lot of duck hunting stuff on there. There'll be some more, deer hunting related videos and stuff like that. But, yeah, so we're kind of getting some more posting done on social network just to try and get a little bit more traction. But anyway, it's bugging me that I cannot figure out what kind. It's not cast iron.
So just
Carbon steel.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my hell. So anyway, you guys should check out that McMurray Hand Forged website, and you guys can kind of get an idea. What I bought was the Vaquero with the lid. I will say that if you have a standard size stove or something smaller, I wouldn't go with the 11-inch. It's quite large. If you're looking for something that's going to get you onto a camp chef or something you're cooking over a fire with, for sure, go for it. But this is an 11.5-inch skillet. And let's see here. I think it tells you. I think it's an 8-inch. The bottom of the pan is 8 inches, and so it's big. So yeah. If you guys want to check out some cookware, check him out. He also has some other things on there too. He's got like forks, like meat forks and hooks and spatulas and stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you guys are looking for anything like that. Now remember that they are made by hand. I mean, he's in his forge out there. He's in his shop making these pans. He's not just using a press that just like cuts it out and forms it and puts a handle on it and spits it out, he actually puts his heart and soul into these pans, and
sweat and tears.
Yeah. And so definitely keep that in mind when you're looking at that. You're not just buying some piece of junk that's coming out of some third world country and somebody got paid a grain of rice for every pan they put out. This guy, he does this for a living. This is his livelihood, and he takes pride in it. And after using his equipment, he definitely deserves to be able to take pride in that.
Oh yeah, his pan is definitely amazing.
So yeah, check it out. Even if you guys are just going for a look, check it out. You can check out his Instagram too, McMurray Hand Forged. He posts some funny videos in there. He's on this weird like skinwalker kick, and so he's got a bunch of videos on there about going out to the shop at like 2 a.m. and a deer stands on two legs and asks for a skillet.
Yeah.
He's on this weird skinwalker Wendigo kick. And it's funny. So yeah, check out his videos for sure. But yeah, anyway, so we had the good news with Stormy's pheasants. Yes. We had the bad news with Oktoberfest. And if you're listening to this right after it came out, you might have been thinking we were going to talk about Matthew Perry when it came to bad news, which that is very sad.
I don't want to talk about it.
Chandler Bing, you will be missed, but
I don't want to talk about
That wasn't the bad news. No, ours
It
was.
is the bad news. It's all the bad news.
That wasn't the bad news we were talking about. This is not the podcast to get your friends update. All right?
More.
And I mean friends as in the TV show. If you want to call us your friends, you can call us your friends.
I'll be a friend.
But, yeah. We... there's one minor thing between the wife and I here that we somewhat disagree on. Speaking of friends, I was giving her the opportunity today to give us the opening for the podcast.
Apparently mine wasn't good.
Why don't you tell us what you were going to say?
Crap, what was I going to say?
Hello, my spooky people.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, I mean, we're just a couple days from Halloween. Like, you know, it's hello, my spooky people. But apparently it's not nice to call people spooky people. So then I was like, okay, my fellow spooky people. And he was like, no.
No, you didn't say my fellow spooky. You said my fellow spooks.
Oh, that's right, my fellow spooks. And apparently that's not, it's not.
My
not
fellow
allowed.
spooks is not appropriate. That's how we get canceled before we even get on.
Whatever.
But, anyway,
It's not like I called them some Halloweenies.
no. But, I told her that she couldn't do the opening because this isn't a Halloweeny podcast.
I understand that it's not Halloweeny podcast, but we're just a couple days away from Halloweeny.
Right. And for you, October means Halloween.
Find me somebody where October doesn't mean Halloween.
Okay, for me, October doesn't mean Halloween. October to me is duck season, deer season, elk season, pheasant season, goose season. It's hunting season. Rabbit season, duck season. Rabbit season, duck season. That's the sign we need. We need that sign from Looney Tunes that says rabbit season, duck season. But one side says Halloween season, the other one says hunting season.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys very much. You guys are awesome. Feel free to share the podcast. Feel free to hop on and check out our Instagram. I had TikTok for this for about 30 minutes, and then that ended abruptly. So, no TikTok.
Why no TikTok?
One of the apps that I use for the videos for Instagram, if I have TikTok, it messes everything up.
Oh.
So, no TikTok. But we have the Insta. So, it's all for the gram. Yeah, that doesn't age me at all.
I mean, it's not like you're over here like, find us on MySpace.
Well, no. It's because I couldn't remember my password to get in.
Oh my god.
Why don't you get on to Ask Jeeves and look up clearance camo outdoors and see what happens.
You're over there like, find my Vine.
I had a Vine.
I know you had a Vine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like you
Talking tennis balls.
What?
Talking tennis balls. I drew a face on a tennis ball and I cut it so that when you'd squeeze it, it'd open its mouth. It was a talking tennis ball.
I have no words. I just... What?
I was in my early 20s. It was a dark time.
A dork time? Yes, dork.
No, dark. Honey. You're being mean. I'm gonna send this episode to the divorce lawyer.
Okay.
I get the 6'5".
No, you don't.
I get the 6'5".
I get the 38.
No.
It has been recorded. It is on there stated. Boom. Mic drop.
No, you don't get the 38. The 38 literally has my social security number on it.
I don't care. You know, there's going to be somebody that listens to this and they're like, wait a minute, divorce lawyer? Like, why are they talking about that? Wait, like, there's so many people probably now, like, really confused.
Okay, so we're not actually getting divorced right now.
What? I will be a widow before we get divorced, dear.
But we have this, I don't know, quirky thing that we do that
Pisses a lot of people off, especially our parents.
It pisses a lot of people off.
Every time we do it in front of our parents, they're like, knock it off.
Whenever we get something that we're, you know, it was either a big purchase or something that we really like, we'll tell the other person, I get this in the divorce.
Or something we absolutely hate, like your dumbass dog.
Okay, but I'll take the dog in the divorce.
That's fine. Take the damn dog. I'll take my ducks.
You can have the ducks. They don't like me anyway.
The only reason Clint said before we got married that he wanted a prenup. And it was a prenup just for one thing. One thing.
One very specific item.
Yep. And
we didn't even own it.
We don't own one.
We never have.
No. We have never had one.
This is a prenup for a hypothetical situation.
Yes. And it was that if we ever did get a divorce, and if we had a cat, I had to keep the cat.
Yep.
You know, what if we did get a cat and that cat just loved you? What if, in some magical weird way, we got a cat that you actually liked? And then we got that prenup, and I was like, well, sucks for you.
Cat'd be dead.
It can happen.
You know, okay, if okay, let's say for some weird reason, right, that we had a cat, I'd still be okay with it leaving.
What if you just loved him?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, you're like, this is my little kitty.
No.
If he was nice, he didn't pee on any of your stuff, he was kind of coming up, lay next to you.
Nope. No kitty. Now, if you did have a cat.
It's like literally painful for you to say that.
It is.
Your body slightly twitches every time.
It's because I feel almost the same about cats as I do about cows.
I want a cow.
I don't want a cow.
First thing today at our trunk or treats, I hear all, where's my wife? She's by the cows.
The cow attacked my son.
He did not attack our son.
He did too?
He did not. Our son tried to put his hand in its nose, and so that cow just gave him a little boop with his head.
A little boop. That cow straight up did the whole buffalo, like, mane flip and pushed our son back like 5 feet.
Did he land on his butt?
No, he landed on his feet.
Yeah, he stayed on his feet, and did he even cry?
No.
He giggled a little bit.
He went back and tried to put his hand up the nose.
Yeah, so obviously, our son is fine.
Okay, but still.
So I can still have a cow.
Stupid cow. But anyway.
I will one day have either a cat or a cow. Take your pick.
If you had the cat.
Meow.
It would be an outside cat.
Nope.
It would be if you weren't here and I still had this stupid damn cat, it's now a field puma.
Nope.
We gonna do hot me?
Yeah.
No. Field puma.
Nope. Mm-hmm. I would get a kitty and that doesn't shed. And so it's just inside the house. And
You gonna get a hairless cat?
No, I'd get a Persian. I gotta spend a couple $100 on a cat.
You know, I'd rather spend the money on I'd rather get you your little dog.
Well, yes, that's happening too. I doubt I will ever buy a cat. If actually, let me rephrase that. If I actually ever did get a cat, I would get one of those cats that's bigger than Diesel. And I would have a beware of cat sign.
Oh, those like Maine Coon cats?
Yeah. Or like those ones that are like the mixed with the African cats. Oh my god, what are those called? Siberian?
Siberian?
Yeah, no.
That's Russia.
It's a cat, not a bear.
I don't know.
Anyways, but I would get one of those, and instead of a beware of dog sign, I'd have beware of cat sign.
We already need a beware of duck sign.
Just for Spot.
And Patricia.
Patricia's not mean.
Nope, she's just big.
She's... if we were to get a cat right now, she'd be bigger than the damn cat.
If I okay, to give you guys an idea of how big Patricia is.
I think she's part goose.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. There's this video that you guys can watch that kind of talks about the different sizes of Canada geese, and so they have like the lesser Canada goose, and then they have this one that's like just bigger than like a very large mallard drake. Patricia's actually about that size. She's big. So, anyway, no cats, no cows, not right now.
No, absolutely not right now. Like, no. But if I ever did, I would get one of those big, just massive cats. I have a cougar.
You know, if you had a mountain lion, that's a different story.
It's a kitty.
We could have that one in the house.
I'll get it as a kitten, so it just loves me. It is all nice.
We have to declaw it, though.
Oh, that's not cool.
All right, fine.
What if it needs to defend itself?
Against what? Spot?
Yeah, it needs a chance.
It has teeth.
Against Spot? Is this a dead fucking cougar? I don't trust Spot. She is the one duck that kind of scares me whenever I go out there with food and she comes up at me really fast. I'm like, wait, no.
All right. Let's let these people go, dear. I think we've had enough talkity talks. But,
Fine.
all right. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hope you guys are enjoying this new dynamic between me and the wife.
And let us know, which ones do you think is better, cat or a cow?
Also, shoot me an email at clarencecamo@gmail.com if you guys remember an episode called Hey Papa about my daughter scaring off some deer. Because for some reason, it is gone. It's gone from the podcast and it's gone from my computer. But I remember recording it. My wife remembers listening to it. So I don't know where that went, but it's gone. So shoot me an email if you remember hearing that episode. Anyway, thank you guys very much for tuning in. And, well, hopefully we catch you next week. As always, guys, aim slow and shoot fast.